You might hear some background noises in this one. Deal with it. This is not a controlled studio environment. I'm Nathan Lyle, this is the Fan Perspective, and I decided to give some of my thoughts on the upcoming NBA season, which I do plan to cover. I plan on bringing back NBA Weekly. I don't know if I'll actually be able to do it, but I plan on it for the moment. So, first of all, let's look at some of the Eastern Conference teams. For me, my favorite team to win the Eastern Conference is definitely the Chicago Bulls. If you look back a few years, when Derrick Rose went down with that injury in the playoffs, they were that number one seed. They were expected to win it all back then. And these past 2 years, even without their MVP player, they've still been a playoff team. They've still been in the hunt. They've still been, even they've been able to beat the Miami Heat during the regular season. They fought against them in the playoffs. And you know what? I think the Bulls were always one healthy Derrick Rose away from winning it all. And now, not only do they have a healthy Derrick Rose back, they've got a very much developed Joakim Noah, and he's got. This is a guy who, he's gonna get a few triple doubles in his career. He's got all around talent. He may not be the most explosive offensively. He may not be the best defender, but he does everything that you need him to do, and he does it all so well. And you add a Paul Gasol into that mix, who has gotten a lot of triple doubles through his career. You still got Gibson coming off the bench, and don't forget about Jimmy Butler. I think Butler is a pretty underrated player. I look at Jimmy Butler, and I kind of think the same thing as Kawhi Leonard. So many people, back in May, did not know who Kawhi Leonard was, but they know who he is now after winning Finals MVP. I see a lot of those same kind of things out of Jimmy Butler. He's a good natural defender. He's got some offensive talent. I think he's got a lot of potential, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he grows. And now, of course, Derrick Rose leading the pack. I feel like the Bulls are the team to beat in the East as long as they can stay healthy. And then, of course, you've also got the Cavs. LeBron James is back. People talk about how old he is, but he's still pretty. Well, relative to most people, he's young, but in basketball age, yeah, he's been around a long time. He lost a lot of weight, but he's got guys like Kevin Love. He's got actual post players, so he doesn't have to use it to muscle his way to the rim every single play anymore. He's got other people who can actually rebound, unlike the Heat players, and so. And he's also got a guy like Kyrie Irving who can be a ball handler, which I think LeBron knows this as well. Ball handling is probably his worst skill, and it's not that he's bad at it, but he ain't crossing nobody over. I can't. And so now you've got Kevin Love. He's a great all-around playmaker. I still remember that 30-30 game. So this is a guy who can score inside. He can shoot the three. He can rebound. He can defend. And so the Cavs definitely have a lot of talent. I would be shocked not to see them in the playoffs, but I don't expect them to really get past maybe the second round. It also depends on who their matchups are. It's the same. It's just, it's they're a new team, new players getting used to each other, and I don't even know who the hell this head coach guy is. I don't know where he came from. So I'm just saying, I don't expect great things from them this year, but I do expect things from them. And then you've got the Indiana Pacers, and I think in the Eastern Conference, I wouldn't be shocked to see them in the playoffs. At the same time, though, Lance Stevenson led the league in triple doubles last year. He's gone. Paul George was an MVP candidate at times. He's gone. You've got guys like Roy Hibbert and George Hill who, they've got potential but they never live up to it. And then I'm kind of giving up on both of them. You've got David West, who in his prime was a beast, and I hated him. But now he's getting older, and he's a great leader, but he's not a playmaker. And the Pacers, I feel like of all the teams, they're probably going to have the biggest drop off from last year to this year. Other than the Heat, but I think the Heat and the Pacers, they're going to still make the playoffs, but they're going to be in like the bottoms. I think they might be like 7 and 8. And I mean, the Heat, they've got talent, but let's be honest, Wade, another year older. No LeBron to cover his ass, and you got Bosh, who was never really a center. I mean, Bosh is a forward. They had him playing center, but he's a forward. He's a stretch four, and I don't know. I just feel like they still don't have a point guard. They still don't have a big. I just don't expect much from them. They've got enough talent and playmakers on their roster that, like I said, in the weak Eastern Conference, I kind of expect them to make the playoffs and then lose the first round in 5 games. And then you've also got teams like the Nets and the Raptors. I'm not so high on them that I'm saying, oh yeah, they're gonna have a great season. But I think they could relatively repeat the success that they had the previous year. Get into the playoffs, maybe around fourth or five seeds, something like that. And then you've also got, of course, the Knicks, Phil Jackson, and Derek Fisher over there. I don't know what to expect. I mean, both of them are great basketball minds. You've got a guy like Melo, but I don't know. I mean, I'm just gonna wait and see. You don't know what's actually gonna happen until it happens. It doesn't matter how great your coach is if your players don't listen to you.